morning, YouTube. Today is the day that we fly to Minnesota. We have to fly out of the McGee-Tyson Airport that's just south of Knoxville, Tennessee. It takes us about 2 hours to get there. So Katie and I are in the Mini Cooper, heading that direction. We were just coming into the Tellico Plains, Tennessee area. Running a little bit behind schedule, so we're trying to make good time. But some people said they wanted to see the vacation, so follow along, see where it goes. All right, everybody, just an interesting note. We just made the right-hand turn off of Highway 68 through Tennessee onto 411. This is going to head us north up towards the airport. We're in Madisonville. Had we stayed straight on 68, it would have taken us up to Sweetwater. And I know some of my followers are also Gentry and Sons trucking followers. And that's where Tim Gentry lives and runs his business out of. I've been up there to meet him once before. He's a really nice guy. But that's the area we're in. We're literally just right down the road from his place. All right, guys, I made it to the airport. So time to check in. We still got about an hour until our flight leaves. So we made it on time. We were worried that we're losing a little bit of time back there. But luckily, a lot of curvy roads on the way here. And the Mini Cooper really likes curvy roads. So we probably made up some good time there. Also, I mentioned the Gentry and Sons channel there a minute ago. If you guys are into trucking content, I highly recommend watching his channel. He's got some pretty cool stuff going on there. He's doing a couple cab over rebuilds. Always working on some kind of a really cool truck or project or whatnot. So definitely recommend checking his channel out. So Gentry and Sons Trucking on YouTube. All right, guys, so we've boarded the plane. We're going to be heading towards Atlanta. We've got change flights there, so just hang out. See you then. Hey guys, who remembers that guy? I remember that guy. All right guys, so we made it to our connecting flight here in Atlanta. Then what's kind of amazing about flying out of Knoxville is we spent 2.5 hours driving to that airport, and within 5 minutes of takeoff, we literally flew right back over our house. Flew over the Fontana Dam, which couldn't quite get the right camera angle, so I don't know if it came out. I haven't reviewed the footage yet, but I'll try to label that stuff as we show it there. Literally flew over Andrews, North Carolina, saw Murphy, flew over Blairsville, and right on into Atlanta. It's kind of neat being able to actually recognize the areas that we were flying over, but we literally flew right over our house, which is pretty crazy. So now we got about 10 more minutes until the flight boards here in Atlanta to take us the rest of the way to Minneapolis. So there we go.
Tell me what you want. Creepy little sneaky little foreign places. Territories I can't take it. It's a great big atlas, and I'm feeling down. When you've got what you want, maybe I should start over. There's nothing left to want, open at 'em again. You don't know what you want, yeah, I'm thinking it over. Just tell me what you want.
All right, guys, we landed in Minnesota. We're here at the MSP airport, and Brenda has come to pick us up. Say hi, Brenda. So we're heading out to their place now, and we'll catch up with you later. All right, guys, we finally arrived at Brenda and Ron's house. This will be our final destination for the remainder of the week. You know, those of you that have been following along, we were here back in April. I say we, not Katie and I, Talon and I. We had a little bit of a layover in the trucking business where we had dropped a load off in Ames, Iowa, and the next one was scheduled to be loaded right up here about 10 miles up the road from Brenda and Ron, but we had almost a week in between loads, so we came here and hung out for a little while. That was right at the very end of March, beginning of April, and of course it was still very wintry looking up here. All the trees were still pretty much dead and no foliage on it, and it's definitely a lot nicer here now. You see the field behind me maybe. They've actually planted it already, so I don't know if it's gonna be corn this year or something else. I haven't walked over there to look yet. But anyway, this is where we are, and gonna relax a little bit for the rest of the day. Gonna run a few errands probably, and We'll see what happens. Oh, here comes the Larry. Everyone loves seeing the Larry. There's the Larry. What's up, Larry? Those of you that have been following along since Daytona Beach Bike Week in March, that's where we introduced the Larry. He's still just a pup. He's just about 1 year old now. Such a cool dog. Check out the old International driving by. Now that footage from the plane as we were coming into the Minneapolis-St. Paul airport is much different than the last time. When we flew up here, Talon and I, at the end of January for orientation with Beltman, because their corporate offices are right up the road here in Minneapolis, they had just had a big snowstorm the day before, so we flew in, everything was white. It was nice to see the green and kind of like the quilt patchwork of the plains landscaping. It's pretty nice. All right, everybody. I wasn't originally going to include this in the video, but I decided afterwards we're going to, because I'm pretty proud of it. So as you know, we're here for a wedding. My friend Ron's daughter, Cassie, is getting married. And for the wedding ceremony, they're actually going to do it right here in their yard. And they needed a hand washing facility near the porta potties for the guests to wash up with. So Ron had this little pump sitting around and a little wash bin, and we just started brainstorming, and this is what we came up with. So Ron had the pump in the basin, and then we found some old barnwood out back, and the two of us just kind of brainstormed together. So we plumbed it all. There's a water supply going in the back and a drain coming out. Paper towel holder, all made out of conduit. We hung a little mirror on top and a tray there to put the soaps and lotions and whatever else sanitizer people are gonna need. I think it's pretty nifty. Most of this is stuff we just had laying around. We did have to run to the hardware store and grab just a couple of fittings to complete the plumbing task, but all in all, I think it's a pretty neat piece. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment below. I think if you found something like this in an old antique shop, you'd probably pay $500 to $700 for it, and we just kind of threw it together in a couple hours. All right, guys, so I think that's going to close out this video for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it wasn't trucking and it wasn't motorcycles, just our trip up to Minnesota, where we're going to be here for the next week. I don't know how much content we're going to have this week, but a few people said they were interested in the trip here. Some people were actually more interested with the airport and the airline and that process. So I tried to make sure to get a lot of good footage of that as well. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. And until the next time I see you, keep those engines running. Say goodbye, Larry. Say goodbye.